Hello, students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. In today's class, we are going to study about the fundamental rights. As in our earlier classes, we have already studied about the about the federal state and many other things regarding the constitution, right? So basically, fundamental rights are the basic rights. Fundamental means the basic rights which is given by the constitution to our Indian citizens. So the rights and fundamental rights are sections of the constitution of India that provides people with their rights. So these fundamental rights are considered as the basic human rights of all citizens irrespective of their gender, caste, religion or creed. There are these five fundamental rights of India, which are the right to equality, right to equality before the law, freedom of religion, freedom of association and peaceful assembly. Then there is freedom of speech and expression, right to constitutional remedies, right? So basically these are the basic rights or the individual fundamental rights. But before starting with that, I'm going to explain you about the fundamental rights and when was that implemented. So basically the fundamental rights of Indian citizens are provided by the Constitution of India. As we all know that these fundamental rights are provided to all the Indian citizens only, and that is given to Indian citizens by the Constitution of India. That was adopted. Our constitution was adopted on 26th of November in year 1949, but it was put into use on 26th January 1950. So basically our constitution was adopted from 26th November and it was put into use on 26th of January 1950. The fundamental rights of Indian citizen guarantees that the residents of the land can lead a peaceful life as long as they inhabit the country, right? So basically the citizens guarantees that the residents of land can lead a peaceful life. Why are these rights given to all the Indian citizens? So that the Indian citizen can live a peaceful life in India. Along with that, they can follow or they have this right, still they are the part or they are a Indian citizen. The individual fundamental rights of Indian citizens are most of the time similar to the in all the democratic countries. So basically these rights are mostly same because they have because as I explained you that when the constitution was made, it was discussed on and it was been made on the basis of all the other countries constitutions, and because of that there are many similarities between the democratic countries and their fundamental rules, right? Now comes the individual fundamental rights to Indian citizens include the following. As I told you, there are five basic individual fundamental rights, which are equality before the law, which means that a citizen should be treated equally before the law. If that means that the right to equality, that means it ensures that it should be given equal rights, equal sorry it should every citizen should given equality irrespective of their caste, gender, religion, place of birth, race or gender. They all should be given equal opportunities in matter of public employment and prevent the state from discriminating against anyone. Then the next is right to right of religion, which means that the right of religion, this fundamental right says that everyone should treat all religions equally and impartially, and that no state has an official religion. As I told you that our constitution states that there is no any state religion, but you are free to follow your own religion. So this freedom of religion gives us the right, or gives the citizens the right to follow any religion whichever they feel right, and there should not be any discrimination regarding religion. Then our third fundamental right is freedom of association and peaceful assembly, which means that, so basically this rights tells that you also have the right to form and be a part of a trade union, a political party, or any other association or voluntary group. Nobody has the right to force you to join any protest, trade union, political party, or any other association, which means that you are free to join any political party or any other group, or you can join any of the protests. And the other thing is that you are also not forced to join any different political party or any other protest. You are free to join. It's completely the citizen's decision that whether he or she wants to join the political party or not, right, or any other group. And there are some situations where public authority can restrict your right to freedom of assembly and association. So basically, this freedom of association and peaceful assembly tells that every citizen or every person is free to join any group or any political party. Then next is freedom of speech and expression. So basically, this fundamental right tells that each and every person is free to speak and express his or her own thoughts, right? So this fundamental rights also says that it has the right to express one's own opinions freely by words of mouth, writing, printing, pictures, or any other mode. You can either speak through any means of words. It can either be by speaking, it can either be by writing or printing or through picture. That is completely your choice. You can speak and express in all the forms. Then the next is right to constitution remedies for the protection of civil rights. This right tells that if that there is a right in India which states that a person can move to Supreme Court if he or she wants to get their fundamental rights protected. It is known as the right to constitutional remedy. In this right, the Supreme Court as well as the High Court is given the power to instill the fundamental rights. So basically this rights gives every citizen the right to move to Supreme Court directly if he or she feels that his fundamental rights are not protected, or he or she feels that they have not got their basic fundamental rights. So here I'm going to stop with our session, and our chapter has also completed over here. So thank you.